What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Mayhem, entitled Daemon. This is released on Century Media Records. Yeah. I'm not really going to go into too much of a tangent as to who Mayhem are or what contributions they've made to extreme metal, because pretty much if you're a fan of extreme metal or black metal or just metal in general, you have to have some glimpse or idea as to who Mayhem are already. This is probably one of the most famous, most infamous, most recognizable legacy bands to ever exist out of Norway. Very much helpful and responsible for making Norwegian black metal a well-known and well-regarded entity in extreme metal. A wide multitude of great demo and EP releases, like the Pure Fucking Armageddon demo, and of course the very critically acclaimed Death Crush EP, to live materials such as Live in Leipzig, and of course Dawn of the Black Hearts, to their very well-known and diverse and eclectic discography, all starting with the one that started it all, De Mysteriis Dom Satanas. Absolutely important album, regardless of whether you think it's good or bad or overrated or underrated. It is a very hallmark sort of album within black metal. But of course, ever since that album came out, there has been a lot of things going on within Mayhem's camp. Whether they had different vocalists or different band members, this band was pretty much steady going forward, putting out different material with albums such as Grand Declaration of War and Chimera, back when they had Maniac doing vocals again with them. And then, of course, we had the return of vocalist Attila Sihar with Ordo ad Chaos. But the last time we had heard a full length from Mayhem was back in 2014 with the album Esoteric Warfare, pretty much containing a more modernized glimpse into what Mayhem had sounded like now, a lot more creativity in terms of guitar riffs, a lot more weirdness in terms of vocal styles, but the same sort of aggression you would know Mayhem best for. And of course, they are still kicking, they are still playing live shows, they are still making their presence felt almost 3 decades later. But now, in the course of their existence, we have the newest effort from Mayhem in the form of Daemon. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 49 minutes in length, and in comparison to Esoteric Warfare, I feel like Mayhem have gone back in time just a little bit to have a little bit more of a traditional, straightforward black metal sound with what they do here on Daemon, and I definitely came into this with open ears, not hearing too many of the new songs that got put out. I think I heard only just one song out of everything, and that's the opening track of this record, The Dying False King. That's one of the first songs I ever listened to off of this new Mayhem record, and I haven't listened to anything else. So I came into this with a clear sort of conscience, and upon listening to this album, not only do I think that this is way better than Esoteric Warfare, this is definitely one of the best pieces of music current era Mayhem have done yet. And it is just painstakingly brilliant. I love what they've done here with Daemon, and I'm very, very excited to see how they continue to go forward this time around. Musically, everyone in this current era of Mayhem knows exactly what they're doing and how they get it done. And the two guitarists that are in Mayhem now, Ghoul and Telok, they know what they're doing, they know how to get the job done, and they do so with unbelievable talent and consideration here. You hear it on the opening track, as I mentioned, with The Dying False King, but then later on with Agenda Ignis, Falsified and Hated, to some of the lengthier tracks on this album like Aeon Daemonium and Daemon Spawn. Just some really intricate, well-executed guitar riffs to be heard throughout this album. Very aggressive, in your face, and they definitely sound awesome. The bass work on here is very, very good too. Of course, Necro Butcher is a very synonymous name. You either love or hate the guy, but you can't deny that he is a very awesome bass player. And here on Daemon, his bass tones are very much rattling throughout this album. It's played very well. You definitely hear it very nicely. This is a very well done and well mastered sort of record, and I think it brings out the best in both the guitar work and the bass work throughout this entire album. When it comes to the drums, of course, it's the typical Hellhammer sort of drum performance. A lot of emphasis on blast beats and fast pacing going all the way throughout. There's really no missteps that I can hear throughout this entire record. He definitely endures a lot of stamina throughout this entire record, and he delivers a very solid and worthwhile drum performance here. Whether it's lengthy songs like Falsified and Hated and Aeon Demonium, to shorter tracks like The Dying False King or Of Worms and Ruins, you can already tell that Hellhammer is on top of his game when it comes to the drum performance. And when it comes to the vocals, once again, it's the typical Attila vocal performance here. This guy has such dynamic vocal range, whether it's him doing his really low, bellowing sort of growls that you know him best for doing, lower register sort of vocal styles, to more obscure spoken word or sung sort of vocals. It's very diverse to hear Attila sound as crazy as he does throughout all of these tracks, and I definitely think he puts on one of his best vocal performances with Mayhem to date. I definitely appreciate Attila's contributions to Mayhem, and especially on Daemon. His vocal work is just top-notch. He is so over the top, so charismatic, and so very leading to the listener. He makes you want to pay attention to everything that he's saying and talking about. It's really, really top-notch. But yeah, overall, I think this is one of the best current-day Mayhem records to date. I definitely like this a lot more than Esoteric Warfare. I don't think it's the best Mayhem album ever. I still hold a high regard to the first and early material that this band did, but as far as Mayhem of today, this is definitely one of their best ones yet. So if you're a fan of Mayhem, if you're into their current, more contemporary works, I definitely think you're going to enjoy Daemon a lot. Daemon, however the hell you want to fucking say it. I think this is an awesome record. So if I had to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say The Dying False King, Agenda Ignis, Falsified and Hated, Aeon Demonium, Worthless, Abominations Destroyed, and the closing track, Invoke the Oath, is pretty damn solid too. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave you some links in the description box so you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you some links to some songs that are currently available and streaming on YouTube. I believe the songs Falsified and Hated and Worthless, Abominations Destroyed are available to listen to. I think there might be one more track, but if I don't remember it, I'll put it in the description box. And this is also available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. Of course, you can purchase it through Century Media. And of course, in 2020, this band will be headlining the 2020 edition of the Decibel Magazine Tour. They should be doing a tour with Abbath, but hopefully Abbath is in better spirits to be a part of this new tour. So yeah, again, the album is Daemon by Mayhem. This is released on Century Media Records. Go check this one out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a pretty strong 9 out of 10. Definitely one of the better, more contemporary Mayhem releases to date. And I think that this is going to be very telling to see how they go forward with this type of sound. So if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you think it compares to previous Mayhem releases, or any of you guys into Mayhem. Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Hell out.